Our intermediate external rotation exercise progressions looked a little bit like this. So we took her up into the 90-90 position and we worked on that concentric and eccentric loading in more vulnerable positions. She started off with a small range and then it progressed quite quickly. Interestingly, well, not interestingly, unsurprisingly, she preferred to do it under resistance because everything was just being kept that more stable in a situation that she wasn't getting a lot of structural stability from the joint itself. We also started her on an external rotation circuit, just to really target that posterior cuff and looking at how it works when we fatigue it. And you can see here me demonstrating what you can do here. So we did some external rotation in neutral. We did some what I call up and overs. So we do it as a little bit of a circuit. It's quite a burner, and I would often only do this a couple of times a week. You saw me there cueing the shoulder to come back because every now and again we want you to check because it tends to get dumped forward. And these are just different variations that we can do to make it really hard. The reps and sets you choose is very personal. So you might start with 10, 5, 5, 2 or whatever. But you want it to feel like, bloody hell, I've worked hard at the end of this. I don't have more than a couple of reps in reserve. I'm done. I'm ready for a rest. And I'd do that once too. And I'd start again with just twice a week with that 48 hours in between. Simply because I know in this patient, she is not getting the structural stability that she would normally because of those deficits within the actual joint itself. And she fatigues quite quickly. And a fatigued cuff behaves the same as an injured calf. We got her to this point at 2 months where she hadn't dislocated and she was subluxing and dislocating most weeks. So 2 months in, she was doing well. So we just had to really tweak the dosage to make sure that we were giving her enough to load her so she could progress on, but not so much that she was walking around every single day with a really knackered shoulder, a really tired cuff, that meant those day-to-day innocuous activities caused her to come out more. So that involved a conversation with the patient too. So she kind of understood that there was huge flexibility in how she manipulated her own reps and sets based on how she was feeling. Again, another progression here to the initial sort of Swiss ball kick. And this is one that I think was spearheaded by Joe. It's a lovely exercise, Joe Gibson, who's also an expert in instability rehab. And it's one that I really like. It's a great exercise for a variety of things, but obviously you're getting her focus away from the shoulder, you're integrating the kinetic chain, and we're starting to move a little bit more towards that swimming prep type movement, which obviously front row was one of her PSFS listed patient-reported outcomes. You can add load to this. Don't be deceived. This was really hard. So this is it's hard when it's done right. This is a 1.2K or 2.5K weight. And you want to really emphasize the importance of that external rotation. Generally, what you'll see is the elbow flicks up first and the wrist stays low. But we want to try and keep them parallel to the floor so that we're really chasing the correct kind of feel. And that's how I would teach that to a patient.